Start. Tanga mya song yarana uswato Yanaro mya tomba abondo ayuti mya nula su muye shiko uzo kumyo mansho varajaya to Tegazagarwa panama kamudukan sirana tu chao Hea tanga yarana mya tomba ro po nai pima mike to Kayagan wasikan manokan pima shike to Tubiro di kempia chung yin yu tinya bungi piwe Mimiro di alosia taunta ato me chanda ko chanda neiban chanda ko chanda do ko jendeya lobudo tinya do phien lin lin myan myan ya lwe yauk lwe myam hok phu lwe naing ja ba se Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dhammāṃ saranam gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dhammāṃ saranam gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammāṃ saranam gacchāmi. Dutiyampi Sanghaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Dutiyampi Dhammāṃ saranam gacchāmi. Dutiyampi Sanghaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Dhammāṃ saranam gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Sanghaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Tisarana kamana paribhona Tisaranena Sattha Dasa Pavitra Sila Athena Samanagatam Vasatha Sila Dhamma Sadhukan Gatawa Apamadina Sambaditha. Last week, we introduced what the practice of Samatha and Vipassanā meditations in our meditation center. So, when the new yogi, new meditator arrive at our meditation center, we instruct them to practice beginning from Anapana meditation. How to practice Anapana meditations for beginner? First, you should pay homage to the Buddha. Then you can do the forgiveness by reciting Okasa or your own language. Then offer your body or your 5 aggregates to the Buddha, especially during meditation session. Then they will also show your meditation place in meditation hall. They prepare the meditation cushion in meditation hall. The meditation hall is suitable place for the practice of any meditation. That is why the Buddha says, Ida bhikkhave bhikkhu arenya gatowa rukha mula gatowa sunyagara gatowa. If you wish to practice meditation successfully, especially Anapana meditation, go to the forest, forest monastery. Arenya Gatowa, Rokha Mula Gatowa. You can also practice the meditation under the tree or the bamboo. Sunyagara Gatowa, the quiet place, quiet place. Okay. Our meditation center is a forest monastery, and also the meditation hall or the kutis are very quiet. Also, Sunyagara, very quiet place, suitable place for meditation practice. Then Nisi Dati Panlenka Abujaitawa. You can sit down on the cushion, having your legs crosswise. Okay? Then you can use the half lotus postures. It is better. Sayadaw is sitting on the bed. You can see this posture. This is half lotus posture. Ujjham kaya padidaya. You should set your upper body straight, like this, not like this, or your body is bending ahead or any other side. It is not straight. Your upper body must be straight.
他的上身必须要正直。
Nisarati palanga abujaya ujongkaya panithaya.
你是
Paribhukansate upathabetawa.
这个无助嘎央巴尼达。
Then you should
就是
establish your mindfulness on meditation
然后
object.
巴利姆康萨的乌巴塔
Then when you want to practice meditation,
当想要进行成
you
就
can sit down on the cushion with the comfortable
在座垫
position.
上以舒适
Your
的
upper body must be straight.
上身必须是正直的。
Then place your hand
然后
on the
将
left or on the knee.
放在
On the
上
knee.
或放在膝
Is
盖
it?
上，
Yeah, like here.
比如说像这
Then close your eyes comfortably.
边，
Then establish mindfulness on meditation object.
然后
What is your meditation object?
移除。
Here.
这
Anapanasati.
个移除呢，就是
Anapanasati means ana is in breath.
阿那的意思
Apana
是入息，
is out breath. Sati is mindfulness. So three words combined together become
这三者结合在一起，
Anapanasati.
叫做阿那巴那。
So where is it? In breath and out breath. Anapana. Here. You are breathing in. You are
当
breathing out. Breathing out.
当
From
你
the
开始
nose.
进行禅修的时候，
So you should
入
put
息的时候知道
your
是入
sati
息，出息的时候
mindfulness
知道是出息。
around the nostril area. You know, yeah, below the nostril or above the upper lip, whether like this area. Yeah.
将心放在鼻端或唇上的区域，
In this area. You put your mind around the nostril area. Here or
将心
here
放
or
在
here. Or above lip
口
around
的
this area.
位置，
Then
鼻膈膜的位置或唇上。
so Sayadaw asasati, Sayadaw pasasati, mindfully breathing, mindfully
然后
breathe
具
out.
念的入息，具念的出息。
You are breathing and breathing out all the time. Even you are sleeping, even you are eating, walking, etc.
在
But if you don't observe, if you are not aware of the breath, then it is not anapanasati. Here, you are breathing in, breathing out. Then you will observe the in and out breath with mindfulness. You will try to be aware of the in and out breath with mindfulness. That is why this is called anapanasati. And when you are breathing in, you will breathe, touching the nostril. Then try to observe, try to be aware of the in-breath with mindfulness. When you are breathing out, you will also breathe, touching the nostril. Then you just try to observe the out-breath with mindfulness.
当你出息的时候，
Only to be aware of the breath with mindfulness. Whenever you are breathing in, breathing out. When you are breathing in, just be aware of the in-breath with mindfulness around the nostril area. Don't try to follow inside the nose. When you are breathing out, just trying to be aware of the out-breath with mindfulness around that nostril area. Don't try to follow outside. Your mind must be around the nostril area. Then you will feel the breath which is touching around the nostril. Then you just try to be aware of the breath with mindfulness. Then you can note in your mind, in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath, or breathing in, out, breathing in, breathing out, in this way. You practice the in and out breath with mindfulness for many times, a long time. Then your mindfulness will become stronger. Then your mind will concentrate on the breath. Most of the yogi will experience the wandering thoughts. When you are observing the breath with mindfulness, their mind will not stay with the breath around this area, will go here and there. At that time, don't stay with the outside object for a long time. Then try to be aware of the breath around the nostril area again. Then when you have wandering thoughts, then come back here again. When your mind goes away, then come back here again. In this way, if you practice the Anapana meditation again and again, then your mindfulness will become stronger and stronger. Then finally, your mind will focus on the breath for long times. Your mindfulness will become stronger. That is when the Buddha said, So Satowa Asasati, Satowa Asasati. Breathe in mindfully, breathe out mindfully. Then, if you can be aware of the breath with mindfulness without wandering thoughts or with less thoughts, then it is good. But for some meditator, when they try to be aware of the breath around the nostril area, they have many wandering thoughts. Their mind cannot stay with the breath. Then they become disappointed with the Anapana meditation practice. At that time, they should use the counting method. You know, Ganana Naya counting method is very useful for all beginners. Then how to practice the counting methods? You know, in breath, out breath, one, or maybe in, out, count one, only in your mind. Then in breath, out breath, two, in breath, out breath, three. In this way, count up to 8. You can count any number between 5 to 10, not less than 5 or not more than 10. That means you can stop when you have already counted up to 5. Then start you can count beginning from 1 again up to 5. Or then practice from 1 to 5 again. In the same way, if you prefer to stop if you prefer to count up to 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, okay, no problem. You can count up to any number that you prefer. In our meditation center, we encourage the meditator to count up to 8. Why? Referring to the Noble Eightfold Path. That is why we ask the meditator to practice the counting by counting up to 8. Then you count up to 8. In breath, out breath, 1. In breath, out breath, 2. In this way up to 8. When you are practicing this counting method, you should determine, you should decide. I will try to concentrate on the breath without any wandering thoughts between 1 to 8. Then with the strong intention, if you practice, then you will be able to concentrate on the breath without any wandering thoughts between 1 to 8. If you can successfully practice up to 8, then you start to count from 1 to 8 again. Then practice from 1 to 8 again. In this way, then you can practice the counting methods for whole session. Then because of the power of counting methods, then you will be able to concentrate on the breath without wandering thoughts or with less wandering thoughts. When you are practicing this counting methods, then you don't need to remember how many times you have already counted in one session. The important one is not to have any wandering thoughts between 1 to 8. Then if you can focus on the breath, if you can concentrate on the breath without any wandering thoughts between 1 to 8, then you are successful. Then in this way, then you will be able to practice for whole session without wandering thoughts or with less thoughts. Then your mindfulness becomes stronger. Then when your mindfulness becomes stronger, then you can stop the counting methods also. Then how long you need to practice the counting methods? You can practice the counting methods until your mind becomes stable. For example, you practice the Anapana meditation without counting, then your mind is concentrated on the breath well for a long time. Then you don't need to practice the counting methods. You just practice the Anapana meditation without counting. In this way, your mindfulness becomes stronger and stronger. Then when you are practicing the Anapana meditation, then, according to the Buddha's instruction, Dika Rasa, Dikangwa Asasanto, Dika Asasamiti, Pajanati, Dikangwa Pasasanto, Dika Pasasamiti, Pajanati. Then when you breathe slowly, sometimes your breath is long. When your breath is long, you just observe the long breath with mindfulness. In the same way, sometimes when you breathe quickly, your breath will be short. Then when the breath is short, you just try to observe the short breath with mindfulness. Don't purposely make to be long or to be short. Just try to observe the natural long and natural short breath with mindfulness. Is it? Sometimes, okay, not so long, not so short, no problem. It will include one or long or short breath. Then when you carefully observe the long and short breath with mindfulness, then your mindfulness becomes stronger. That is why you will be able to meditate longer and longer, longer and longer. Is it? Then in the same way, then you just try to observe the whole body of the long breath and the whole body of the short breath with the mindfulness. The whole body means you breathe in, then you try to observe the in-breath from beginning to end. In the same way, when you breathe out, try to observe the out-breath from beginning to end, and not the out-breath. In this way, your mind will be around the nostril area, will not go anywhere. Finally, your mind will stick with the breath around this area. Then, when you have such conditions, although you are sitting for a long time, then you will be very peaceful and comfortable. Although you are sitting for 1 hour or 2 hours, you don't want to stop. Or you feel very peaceful and comfortable. If you can meditate in this way, comfortably, peacefully, for a long time, many times, then what will happen? Then the breath will become subtle. When the breath becomes subtle, try to observe the subtle breath with the mindfulness. Even you can observe the subtle breath with mindfulness. When your mindfulness becomes stronger, then sometimes you will experience the breathing completely stop. You are sitting without breathing. Actually, you are still breathing. Because the breath becomes subtle, then you don't feel the breathing. At that time, you should decide. Then you only just try to keep your mind around the nostril area without finding the breath here and there, without thinking here and there. Then when you keep your mindfulness around the nostril area, then after sometimes you will feel the breath again. Then your mind will stick with the breath around the nostril area, then your body will become straight. Although you are sitting for a long time, you don't want to stop. You will feel in this way. When you practice in this way, then what will happen? One day, you will have a painful feeling in your body or your legs. At that time, you just try to ignore the painful feeling or the painful feeling or the outside sound, noise, etc. Is it? Then just trying to concentrate on the breath. You cannot bear with the pain in your body at that time. Okay, you can change your legs, your bodily posture. After that, trying to observe the breath again. Or in this way, you can practice the Anapana meditation according to the Buddha's instruction. Okay? Then you will see the improvement in Anapana meditation practice. Finally, then as soon as you pay attention to the breath, your mind will focus on the breath, will stick with the breath around the nostril area without wandering thoughts for a long time. Then you can sit comfortably and peacefully, although you are sitting for 1 hour, 2 hours, etc. Then you don't want to stop. If you feel in this way in meditation, meditate, then you are nimitta, anapana nimitta will be okay. Then when the Anapana later, no? The Anapana nimitta will appear then later. Then you try to practice this way first. Then we will continue to explain and then how to continue to practice, how they will experience in Anapana meditation. Practice further, then we will explain in next week. Then may be able to practice the Anapana meditations according to the Buddha's instruction. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Repeat after me to share your merits to all beings. Idame punya, asawakaya, wahan hotu. Idame punya, nibbanasa, pecayo, hotu, mama punya bagan. Sabha sadhana Pacemi Te sabbe Me sama Punya bagan Labandu Sadhu 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 Sukhi hotu Nibbana pisya hotu Sadhu sadhu numodami Sadhu numoditabam Kamami kamitabam Sukhi hotu Nibbana pisya hotu